Shouts out BigSteve.
What up? We're back again. We're back again for Invicta, right? Not something I expected this week. I was going to use this week to kind of have a little break just because no UFC and felt good having a bit of a break last week. Obviously, I made huge money, but it was a break in terms of, taking it easy on the tape. It was a bit of a juice card. But yeah, here we are. I have some time and I finished this card first. I don't know why I focused my time on this card first. Maybe because it was coming first. What is this rubbish? Maybe because it was coming first and we got LFA coming later on in the week. But yeah, I did it. It wasn't hard to tape. It wasn't time consuming to tape, but it was very hard and very brutal. So I hope you guys appreciate it. Like and subscribe. If you're new, I'm not going to introduce myself on an Invicta episode. So yeah, tune in for the breakdown end of the week. Zed Monkey, my man, always in here, even for an Invicta breakdown. I can't bring your thing up on the screen. It's quite annoying. Something's wrong with my laptop. If someone has an Apple and they can't click on top of the screen sometimes on like the tabs, it's quite annoying. But all right, let's move on. All right, first fight, Maria Jukic versus Fernanda Arujo. Yeah, this is a bit of a shit show. I taped this Jukic first. I've seen her before when I was taping Invicta another time when she got knocked out and she had like the Serbian outfit. She's obviously Canadian-Serbian, which is a shame because she's pretty crap. Something I'll be saying for a lot of these girls. And yeah, what is it to say? She's more of a striker, but she's quite hittable. And she rarely mixes in takedowns. And she has a bunch of split decisions. And she got knocked out bad in her last one. But that girl that she fought is quite decent in terms of power for female standard. That was the girl that I actually taped last time I taped the UFC Invicta card, and then I realized that I don't have good limits over here in Australia, but now I have a bet online account, so I might have some bets. So yeah, Maria Jukic, not much to say. Fernanda Arujo, I actually taped the first fight of her amateur career, and I'm like, this is a play ASAP, and she's going to be a dog as well. So I taped this before the lines came out, which is kind of fun. Give it my own little capping line of what the line should be, and then when it comes out, you can kind of take advantage. Kind of like Bellato. I taped the Bellato Contender Series fight, and I thought he should be a slight favorite, and then he was a massive dog, so it was an easy play in hindsight. Arujo, she kind of has nice hands. She was lighting this girl up. Quick back take, and she went for a slick armbar, and I was like, man, this girl's way better. And this is amateurs, so she's obviously going to improve a lot. So I tape another amateur fight, and she does the same thing. Very slick back taker, very quick jiu-jitsu, and goes for the armbar again, doesn't get it, and this fight is a bit longer. So I'm watching it, and it's going, and she's kind of gassy, and she's completely dead, and this ends up being a sloppy decision fight, and yeah, she ends up losing to this. I think her name is Baba. I can't, for some reason, I can't click on some of these tabs. Her name's Baba, and I've seen her in PFL. She got ran through in PFL, so I was like, I know this girl's bad. And she just lost the decision to her. So I'm going to look at her other last two professional fights, which are on Combat Zone, and you can't see them. And usually I'll pay for them, but I've changed up my style a little bit. I'm not taping every single fight anymore. I'm not paying for these rubbish regionals. I'm, just saving a little bit of my money, even though I got money. But it's like I don't want to put myself through it. So, but just wiki capping it, she lost a split decision to a 2-2 chick, and she got rear naked choked by a 3-2 girl. So maybe what I saw in her amateurs is, even though she's got a nice back take, a nice armbar, I'm just thinking, man, she might be really gassy, because in that one fight against Barber, she gassed bad in round one. That was in 2018. And these last two professional fights don't seem to be any better. Combat Zone is all for promotion. So yeah, I left feeling Jukic was going to be a decent favorite, and I'm still considering a dog, because maybe Arujo can just, maybe back take her, get the armbar. Because Jukic is super hittable, and you don't play these low level females at chalk. But yeah, a little bit of money came in on Arujo when he opened up a bet online. Now it's like, no, Jukic is a slight favorite. She does have the better cardio. Yeah, I don't know. It's a dog or pass. Maybe someone can give me those new fights If not, I'm not interested. All right. Speaking of fights that I'm not interested in, Julia Dorney versus Riley Martinez. I know Dorney. I taped her for PFL Challenger Series. She's like a judoka that has good judo tosses, and then she gets straight into mount, gets the back, goes for the armbar, typical judo stuff, and she has really good ground and pound from mount. She's fought at the IMFs in her amateurs, which it's give or take. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's people that are good at IMFs don't really transition to professional very well. But that's about it. She fought Michelle, who's a mainstay in PFL, and it was upper weight class at lightweight, and she kind of got broken. Constant pressure. Every time Michelle got taken down, she got up, and that's what Michelle does. She's pretty decent for a 34-year-old MILF. But yeah, she got broken there. She got hurt multiple times with knees to the body, and yeah, her judo just kept getting worse and worse. So not much to see. Everyone else just finished. And this other chick, Riley Martinez. She's a bit similar, same story as Arujo. I have to pay her for her last couple of fights. I actually did watch her amateur fights because I do have a Fight TV account, and I'm happy to pay for that. But there's no way I'm paying for Flow Grappling, right? Biggest waste of money and ripoffs, and run by some idiots. So yeah, I watched her amateurs, and whatever read I was going to get, that was going to be it. And same thing, she goes for takedowns. She's really good on top, goes straight to mount, really good ground and pound, really good control. Against Lauren Wolf in 2019, she got taken down herself and was mounted and almost finished with ground and pound and flattened out from the back. So it was 1-1 going to the third, and then she went back to taking her down and finishing her with punches in round 3. She has a lot of ground and pound and a lot of KOs, which I assume they're all via ground and pound. So a lot of similarities. Both these girls want to take down. Both of them want to be mount, throwing ground and pound shots. I would say Martinez is more of a clinch grappler with wrestling that I'm not too impressed with, whereas Dobney is obviously a judoka. Both lost to Michelle. This Riley Martinez also lost to Michelle in 2021 on the amateurs. It was the last amateur fight, but obviously she wasn't finished. She wasn't ran through like Dobney. And then her 2 fights that I didn't want to pay for and watch, 0-0 and 1-0, and she's beating them both in the first round. So what can you really tell here? I mean, I contemplated Dorney as potentially, more of a skill set girl. Maybe she has more submissions, and seeing Riley almost get finished in that round 1. But she's a dog, and I don't know if Dorney is a dog because I've seen the break in round 1. Yeah, Dorney's a slight favorite. It's just like you're throwing a dart here, and no interest for me. Alrighty, Harley Rose, 6-6, beautiful record, ready for the UFC versus Andrea Amaro, 3-2. The record's not as good, probably more PFL standard. This is a big shit show. Last time I checked, Haley Rose was a favorite, which to me, I was like, this Amaro girl must be horrendous to be an underdog to Haley Rose. Haley Rose, I had a nice little juicy bet in her last LFA fight against Giovanni Canuto, who's a high-level jiu-jitsu girl, and it was the under 1.5, which got cancelled on the day. That fight, that card was crazy. So many fights got cancelled on the day. Danny Silva ended up getting a layup, and everything was swapped around. So that was going to be easy money. Her last 2 fights, she was rear naked choked in the first round by worse girls than Canuto. So she probably pulled out herself, tactical pull out. I mean, she was finished by Elise Reed. She wants to get the takedown, and she wants to get the back, and that's pretty much her game. Right? Why she's the favorite? It's probably because this Andrea Amaro, she's just really bad level of competition, and she's been submitted by Vanessa Demopoulos via armbar after taking her down instantly. She got grapple left by Desiree Yanez. That's probably the best opponent she's fought. Yanez is decent, been around PFL, etc. I think Contender Series as well. Maybe I'm wrong. And yeah, she was rear naked choked after that by Melissa Armayo in 4 minutes in the first round. So I guess, the bookies are seeing, Haley Rose will go for takedowns and she'll get the back of this girl. And in another fight against Claudia Diaz, she got taken down again, had her back taken, and then she escaped and then won a split decision. And I was like, okay, maybe if she escapes against Rose, because Hillary Rose in her second last loss against the 4-4 Gabriela Golfin, she had her back and Golfin toughed it out. And as soon as she got out, she got her back and Hillary Rose insta-tapped. So she's a flake. So I was thinking maybe Amaro can do the same thing, just get through the rear naked choke defense, get out of there and then put on the grind because she likes to grapple. That's, she's a dog after all, so maybe I take the shot. But, then I see her fight against Claudia Diaz, and she's 1-4, and she barely wanted to split. So I don't know what to make of this. Her wins are mostly all splits, other than the 1 KO, and she's a decision machine. She wants to grapple. She's susceptible to getting submitted. But so is Haley Rose. So this whole fight is a big, big crap fest. Haley Rose's only win is her most recent win is a 3-3 Tiani Vale, who's now 3-4. I thought she was kind of good, but then I look at her record. She has 3 rear naked chokes in a row. 4. As all her losses by rear naked choke. So if Haley Rose is going to rear naked choke anyone, it would have been her. So I don't know what to make of this fight. I feel like I'm just spinning around in circles. It's another dog or pass. Right? I know people say, women's MMA, it's don't play chalk, it's always dog or pass. And sometimes I disagree with that, but this low-level crapshoot, 100%. So, yeah, another dog or pass. We'll see where the line goes. By the way, don't ruin the lines, please. The limits haven't opened up. I kind of regretted doing this because after the podcast, a lot of people smashed the lines on BetOnline, so don't ruin it, but it's probably too late. Parky, sorry you're late. You're never too late, mate. Better late than sorry, I always say. Alrighty. Christina Williams, D. Bagley. This one, I'll be honest, this is the last fight I taped, and after all these horrible fights, I'm just kind of burnt out, and I was like, another crap fight. D. Bagley is quite awful. She's just kind of like a clean shot. She's Irish. She wants to grapple. She wants to cage push. She's been knocked out twice. Karine Laframboise is actually really good. That was her first fight. Her first professional fight, but this last fight against Marisa Sanchez, she just ran through her with body strikes in the first round in under 3 minutes. But other than that, she's just grappling, going back and forth in the grappling, and they're taking her down. She's taking them down, just winning really average decisions in combate. This Marisa Sanchez that knocked her out is actually a decent. I'm just wiki capping her now. She's 5-1, whatever, low level of competition, but she's knocking out a few girls. But yeah, that's all about Bagley. It's really horrible. And Christina Williams, she has a name. She's been around the block. She was an Ultimate Fighter. Actually, no, she's not. I mixed her up with someone else. My bad. She was a Bellator. She's a Bellator mainstay. She's fought the who's who. She's beat Heather Hardy, who's a boxer, had a name behind her. Beat Emily Ducote, who's in the UFC. Bruno Ellen, who's climbing the ranks in Bellator. And then lost to Valerie Laterda. Juliana Velasquez finished her. Denise Keyholt finished her with the rear naked choke, which is a bit of a red flag. Went on a 3-fight winning streak. Beating decent girls. If you're a Honey is not bad. Purisin is not bad. She rear naked choked there. And then lost a decision to Katlyn Souza, who was then in a title fight, who was then signed to the UFC. And she's 34. She's old, but I just think she has way more avenues to beat D. Bagley, right? I don't know what else. D. Bagley, after her last loss, she fought Hannah Guy, who's so-and-so, and guillotine choked her. I can't really find that in the first round, but I don't know what to make of her. I'm not too impressed. Christina's 34. Again, it's hard to say dog or pass on this one. I don't think Christina was too juiced from what I saw on BetOnline. But yeah, this is one where I'm not really rushing to play the dog because D. Bagley is awful. D. Bagley is awful, but I'm not in rushing to play the favorite either. What can you do? It's Invicta. Alrighty. We're kind of going towards some semi-high level fights, right? If you can say that. Valeska Machado versus Kalindra Faria. I'll say they're semi-high level because both of these girls were, Faria was in the UFC. Valeska Machado was on Contender Series, and she's the ex-Invicta champ. So Machado, she's a bit of a negative striker, backs up a lot, looks to counter, decent striking, okay power, technical. She will mix in takedowns occasionally. She's got decent takedown defense. She can be taken down. Piero Rodriguez on Contender won a close 29-28. I had a decent play on, I think it was plus 275 according to Topology. I had a decent dog shot. And I also had a decision there. I think because they were both finishers, the bookies thought it was going to finish. So I thought it was a little bit robbed there, but it is what it is. She kind of gassed. And, taping her for the first time after that, I see Invicta, she's just, another decision machine. It's kind of gassy. She beat Liz Tracy in a decision. She beat this Adriana Silva. I'm not really impressed with. She beat Karolina Wójcik in a decision, who we'll speak about soon enough in the main event. And then, she was a massive favorite against Danny McCormack, who we'll also speak about in the main event, defending her title. And she dropped Danny, as I said, nice striking. She dropped Danny, stuffed the takedowns. And then later on in the fight, just the cardio again, just constantly backing up. Danny's not amazing, but she keeps coming forward, just broke her and started to get takedowns easier, started to lay on her a bit. And she lost, 3-2 on the scorecards and I think 4-1 on one scorecard. So she lost every round after the knockdown, according to one judge. So yeah, not too impressed. And, Kalindra Faria, this girl was in the UFC. I remember her quite well. She almost knocked out Jessica multiple times with a head kick. And she got submitted by Maria Barella, which, it's say what you will about Barella, but she has a really strong top game in rear naked choke. And then, Joanne Wood triangle choke armbar her from guard, which that's the biggest red flag of all. And that was in 2018 when she was in her prime, quote unquote. Now she's 37. So she was 32 then. She was 37. She's 37 now. And she's good, She's 19-9. She wants the takedown as well. Taping this before the odds were out, I'm like, yeah, she's going to be a big underdog, and I'm considering it because Machado is going to be negative. She's going to be backing up again. She's usually a decision merchant, split decision merchant. Kalindra Faria will get takedowns, but it's like she's taking this on short notice. She's old. I watched her last fight against Julia Palastri, who Palastri just got signed to the UFC. That was Palastri's last fight, I think, before Contender Series. And again, she did it right early. She was taking Palastri down, a high-level opponent. And, I think she can do the same thing to Machado here. It's just taking that on short notice. I've seen her gas out, back in the UFC. I've seen her gas out and slow down. She gassed out and slowed down against Palastri too. And I think in round 2, she was tired. And it's like, that's way too early to be tired. So I don't know if she can implement a wrestle-heavy game plan for 3 rounds against Machado and actually win. Machado, yeah, she lost to Danny, but that was in a 5-rounder. And, Machado's also fought Wójcik, who's similar type, style of fighting. She just constantly comes forward and clinches and grapples and, won unanimous. And, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to back, even though this is a clear dog or pass. This is the most juiced favorite line on the card. And I think Faria will look decent. Yeah, it's hard to back a 37-year-old on short notice. But she's been doing a lot of boxing. Faria, maybe she stands with her. Who knows? Yeah, this is a dog or pass, man. This whole card, it's just dog or pass, right? So it might sound a little bit boring, a little bit repetitive, but what can you do? I don't advocate for laying chalk on unproven female favorites. But yeah, let's move on to maybe the most high-level fight on the card. Actually, I doubt it. This is not a high-level fight at all. Danny McCormack versus Karolina Wójcik. So this is for the title because Danny upset Machado in the last one, who we just spoke about. I really want to share this screen. Why doesn't this work? Damn it. Stupid laptop. Anyway. Oh, wait. Maybe I can stop screen. Share screen. All right. Ah, come on, you can't. Ah, that's annoying. Can't share it. My bad. Yeah, I fucked it. You would just have to stare at my face for the rest of the thing. Alrighty, so Danny McCormack versus Karolina Wójcik. So this is a title fight after Danny came back and won the title against Machado, which we just spoke about. She's a southpaw. She comes forward. She's a punching bag. She gets dropped a lot. I played her against I played Stephanie Page against her as a big underdog, slight underdog, I should say, in Bellator, and she got ran through in under 2 minutes. She also got dropped by Manuela Marconetti, who's awful. I know a lot of you guys know her. She's an Italian girl. She got dropped by Machado in the first round. She got dropped by Katerina Leditsa. But end of the day, she also beat, Katerina Leditsa, who is now the current Octagon champion. and she's very good, decent. She just submitted Jacinta Allen in a competitive fight. So, she still beat someone like Delita, and she's beat Myra Mazar, who's in the PFL, and she's beat Machado. So she's got her holes, and she's almost impossible to back as a favorite because she's a punching bag and not very athletic. And yeah, like I said, gets dropped a lot, but she'll keep coming forward. She's aggressive. Her striking is rudimental, but it's it goes a long way to just keep coming forward. And her left hand is good too. She also dropped that Delita girl with her own straight before she was dropped herself. So yeah, she's tough, and I think 5 rounders are going to suit her much better with that style, providing she doesn't get finished, which is always live. Now, I don't think she's live to get finished in this fight because Carolina Wójcik is probably one of the most boring girls in the entire division, I would say. Right, she's been around the block. She lost a split decision to Cheyenne Velismus back in the day. She's been on Brave FC. She's a KSW chick. She came on Contender Series and won, and didn't get signed because, like I said, extremely boring. She beat Gloria De Paula in Invicta, lost to Machado, and then won a split to Silva, who all these girls have fought each other before. But yeah, she's a massive decision merchant. Bad wrestling, but she pushes it a lot. She's happy to stay 3 rounds against the cage and just burn the clock and kill everyone with an awful game plan. Yeah, she she makes me depressed. Taping her makes me quite depressed. So I definitely think Danny McCormack should be the favorite, just because she does have that left hand. She does have the pressure. Her striking is a little bit more aggressive, and she puts more stamps on rounds, right? But she always gives up. She always gives up something, right? He always gets dropped or always gets taken down. The Mazar fight, second last one, who Mazar is like 34. She's not the greatest girl. She also took her down and took her backpacked her for all of round 2. Then she came back and won 3. So it was like 1-1 going to the third against someone like Mazar. Because she can be taken down, even though Wójcik is bad, she can still take her down, and it's sweaty. I don't think Wójcik's cardio is that bad, even though her striking is. So yeah, I think McCormack should be the favorite. I think her striking is better. And just because Wójcik has no finishing upside, and she's super, she's got a small percentage chance to win via decision or split decision, but this is low levels women's MMA where she could still do it, if that makes any sense. Like, I didn't think she won the Gloria De Paula fight, but they gave her a unanimous, and even the commentators were saying that's not a win. And she went to split with Adina Silva, who I think is probably worse than Danny McCormack. But there was a few weeks now I've been passing on these girls and these dogs whose path is a split decision, and they've been high rolling split decision wins. So it's like, I don't want to pass. I don't know. No, it's a tough one. I definitely don't want to pass on her, but I don't want to be playing the favorite. So it's another doggo pass. It's going to be a horrible fight to watch. She's going to get takedowns in McCormack. I hope she goes for a heavy takedown game plan, because some of the fights that I've watched of her, I think the Silva fight, she just chose to strike for 3 rounds, and her striking is awful, and she's tiny. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to lose this fight. You have to grapple. So I don't know why she changed that. Maybe because Silva has a good jiu-jitsu base. But yeah, I hope she comes and grapples here. I hope she puts it on McCormack and keeps it competitive, and I might actually play it. We'll see. But yeah, that's about it. Parky, you're a different breed. Taping a level women's MMA card. Thanks for the sacrifice. Look, mate, there's no UFC. I'm coming off a $4,500 week. What am I going to do? Take the week off? We're trying to make money here, right? So this should be your kind of card, Parky, right? Your favorite bet of the week was value loser Frey, right? So there's a lot of value losers on this card, mate. So hit me up in the Discord. Tell me who we're losing money on. Yeah, let's go over it. Maria Jukic, Fernando Arujo, Doggo Pass. Nothing special from Maria. I can't find the last 2 fights of Arujo. She seems to be a gasser. So someone let me know if you can find those fights. Julia Dorney, Riley Martinez, literally a stab in the dark. They have similarities. Haley Rose, Andrea Amaro, Doggo Pass. If Rose doesn't get that rear naked choke, this is going to be maybe a pick'em type fight. Christina Williams, Bagley. I don't think this one's a dog or pass. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm meaning Christina as a slight favorite, but where's the value? Valeska Machado versus Kalindra Faria. Big dog or pass. This is the juiciest line on the card, and it made sense to me. But Kalindra, I think, is better than all these other girls, other than maybe Machado, right? So there's some value there potentially. And Danny McCormack, Wójcik in the 5-round title fight, definitely a dog or pass. Wójcik's going to fight for my money, even though she's useless. So, yeah, that's going to be a horrible one. But yeah, thanks for listening. I hope you appreciated it. It wasn't easy to tape. At least it was nice and quick. Like and subscribe, and I'll probably see you end of the week for a Cage Warriors breakdown. Peace out.